Okay, good morning everyone, and welcome to our weather update on Saturday, the 30th of August 2025. So the current satellite imagery looks very impressive. We have this hook of clouds to our west and northwest. That is an area of low pressure that is deepening and moving our way for this weekend. Already we have its frontal bands moving in. This is the warm front, bringing in some lighter rain, with it heaviest in the north, but most areas just seeing some patchy transient light rain. And then this band of cloud out here, some thicker clouds with higher tops, high cloud tops. That is a cold front there, and that will bring a spell of heavier rain nationwide through the course of the morning and early afternoon. And then we can see that the clouds behind that cold front are quite speckled, so that would indicate showers. So tomorrow will be a day of sunny spells and widespread heavy blustery showers. So quite an unsettled weekend to end summer 2025. Here is the UKV precip and cloud forecast. You can see that this morning, this warm front is just bringing some patchy light rain across the country, but it'll be followed hot on its heels by a more active cold front, hinted by these brighter colours here. And that will be pushing eastwards over the course of the day, clearing the far northeast by about 3 or 4 p.m. to leave behind sunny spells and scattered showers. These can be heavy at times, especially through the west of the country. Overnight showers will die back towards the west coast, but if you're in the west, you'll see frequent heavy showers all night, blowing in on a keen, blustery southwesterly breeze. Now through Sunday morning itself, cloud cover increases rapidly over the country, and we see heavy blustery showers, some of them prolonged in the west of the country. But tomorrow is quite a blustery, showery day, and then these more prolonged showers do push eastwards over the country. Going into Sunday nights, the showers keep piling in from the west on a blustery westerly wind. The wind will be a key feature of the weather this weekend. As of yet, there are no warnings, I don't think. And going into Monday, again, we see a lot of convection, so heavy blustery showers get going. Tuesday sees this next area of low pressure coming in, bringing more rain, followed by showers. And Wednesday, for now, looks drier and brighter, but that's only because we're in a lull, a transient ridge of high pressure between systems. And even by 12 p.m, 3 p.m. Wednesday, we have this next area of heavy rain making progress from the south. And then we go to Thursday. That rain will probably clear to showers, heavy at times. It's a classic unsettled, changeable westerly pattern we have here. A lot of rain, a lot of showers, a couple of transient dry spells, bright spells, but they're only between systems. And then the next system will be hot on its heels. Here is the temperature forecast. So once again, today, possibly behind the rain, it might scrape at 20 Celsius in the east of the country in sunshine, but elsewhere, mid-teens to high teens, west to east. Tonight, low teens. Then tomorrow will be quite a showery day, a lot of downpours around. That'll really cap those temperatures. So really, at best, you're at high teens on Sunday. Monday, again, in the east, in a bit of shelter, high teens. And really nothing much going on with temperature. So by night, 10 to about 13 Celsius. By day, say about maybe 14 to 18, possibly higher in the east, in shelter and sunshine. Here is the UKV wind gust forecast. You can see this morning with those areas of rain, widely wind gusts will reach between 30 and 45 miles per hour, possibly a local 50 miles per hour on some exposed coasts. Then as we go through the afternoon, we see a brief lull in wind gusts pushing through, lasts about an hour. That's after the rain clears, and then we'll be going into the evening, and again, wind gusts then of about, say, widely 30 to 40 miles per hour, dying down a bit overnight, but staying strong on the west coast, and that's where we'll see a lot of showers moving in on the west coast gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour widely, possibly reaching a localized 60 miles per hour. Sunday itself, these strong wind gusts do push across the country again. So again, 40 to I'd say 50 widely, but hills and coasts 50 to 60 miles per hour. And going to Monday, and the winds do slowly abate as the low clears away. So if you're on the west coast, especially, it'll be quite a blustery spell. So make sure you have any loose furniture, so on, temporary structures tied down. This isn't too disruptive. If it were like December, January, I wouldn't really highlight that, but it's just because it's August still, technically. So there is still stuff happening. Here is the GFS midnight run. And see, in comes that deep low through today and tomorrow. We've talked a lot about that just now. And then going into Monday, we stay showery. Tuesday is quite showery as well, possibly with some rain threatening the south of the country with that area of low pressure. And then into Wednesday, Thursday, we keep going showery. Some more heavy rain possible in the south from that low. On a southerly tracking jet stream. And then we're going into Friday, Saturday with another area of wet and windy weather pushing in. And it just stays really cool and changeable and westerly, flat westerly, high to the south, low to the north, jet stream coming right through the country, as shown by this, nope, not that one, this one, yep, jet stream is coming right across from the west. Bringing plenty of rain showers, maybe a bit dry in the south by next Wednesday, Thursday. Transient ridge, the Azores High is just nudging up, but there's plenty of low pressure to break that ridge down. And yet it does break down eventually by the 13th. But really, even in that period there where that ridge has an influence, I think it will stay quite cloudy and damp and wet because of that southwesterly winds. A bit milder, but still wet. And then by the 15th, we have another ridge building up, this time with more conviction. Quite cool with that, actually, at least initially, yeah. So there could be, dare I say it, like a touch of grass frost with that by nights. Here is the ECM 12 from last night. Currently, this morning's midnight run is still coming out, but I will show you what that is showing so far. Just due to today's... Due to my life today, I can't record during the day. I have to do in the morning. I'm busy today. So yeah, over the weekend we look very unsettled. Then into next week, again, Monday showery, blustery as well. Tuesday, some rain might push into the south of the country. Otherwise, quite showery once again. Wednesday is quite similar. Keep going into the weekend. It stays quite changeable and showery. Let's look at what's out so far of the midnight run. So we can see unsettled weekend. There we go. And Tuesday, again, same sort of story. Rain in the south, pushing through. Wednesday, a showery day. Thursday, might see more rain in the south with that low. And then into Friday, maybe a transient ridge pushing in with that bump of high pressure. But then there's next area of low pressure, so waiting in the wings to push in for the weekends. UK Met run. So, as we've been saying, with conviction, we're seeing a lot of rain, wind and showers this weekend. And this low might bring some... Actually, now, this has... Now, the UKV, as you know, is linked to this model. And the UK Met run has placed this area of low pressure further north than both the GFS and ECM. So, in fact, when we see the GFS, it has that low... say, down across here. It probably only brings some light rain to the far south coast, while this would bring rain quite widely over the country. So just to show you that little comparison. And again, next Thursday, that low is a bit further northwards than the other ones have it, like the ECM. Thursday at midnight, that's just down there. Yeah, that's down there, and that's up here. So yeah. The UKV run, based on the UK Met run, is probably a bit pessimistic regarding widespread rain over the country. through next week. And then we go into next Friday, Saturday, we go into a very wet and windy spell. A bit milder, yes, but a lot of rain being pushed in on those long fetch, moisture-laden southwesterly winds. GM, once again, very unsettled for the weekend. Then this low brings rain to the south of the country, confines to the south really, and this low on Thursday, so Wednesday actually, might bring some more general rain. The first model that shows a low on Wednesday, so not really sure about that. And then we go into Friday, Saturday, still quite showery, a bit dry for a time maybe on Friday, transient ridge, but that's ahead of this next front on Saturday. And then we go into the start of next week. The Azores High is trying to ridge in, but that's to no avail. There's a very deep below, blowing up near Iceland, and it's about to send in its active fronts from the west there. A bit milder temporarily, yeah, but that's only a warm sector, so it's with an area of low pressure. And then here's the icon. Once again, very unsettled for the weekend, all that jazz. Rain on Tuesday with this run confined really to the south coast. That lowers to our south. Wednesday, sort of showery. Thursday, that low is going to bring rain that mainly to, I say, Wales and England. With it off the south coast, I think it will miss. Yeah, it does miss us on Thursday with the icon. And then stays wet, windy. Arpege, last but not least. I don't know what's wrong with this. Refresh and get rid of it. There we go. Finally, the arpege, wet and windy through the weekends. On Tuesday, let's see what it does with this low. It probably brings rain to the south. Far south at that. And next Wednesday, Thursday, well, there are these little areas of low pressure that are on the jet stream right here that could easily blow up a bit if they wanted to and bring us some heavy rain. You can see each of these areas of rainfall are linked with their own little low, and the jet stream could feel them up and push them our way. So it's quite a messy pattern here. Next week, showery, definitely. Some little transient dry spells, especially possibly on Friday. But on Tuesday and Thursday, we're watching as some lows track close to or into the south of the country. That might bring some more general heavy rainfall. So if you're in the south, basically, the higher the chance. The further south you are, the higher the chance of seeing some more general heavy rain next week. Otherwise, it's a showery story. And as you know, this weekend is going to be inclement. Everyone, thank you for watching. I'll try and come up with an appropriate title for the video. And I'll see you soon.